in Bloomington, Minnesota. Absolutely loving this hotel. Again, as you guys know, we're right by the airport, right by downtown, right by the Mall of America, which, by the way, is reopening June 1st. So Minnesota is finally coming back to live. And we're starting to open up things here, but really, really blessed to have you here. And this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be actually full of surprises. And the reason why is because sometimes when I find guests for Gratitude Unfiltered, I don't know who they are. They're not referred. I just feel this burning in my spirit of like, you have to talk to that person. And I don't ask questions. I just reach out and go, hey, you need to come on the show. And you know what? Sometimes people say, who are you? And then that becomes an interesting conversation. But nonetheless, this person didn't do that. And she is going to be on the show tonight. And again, I don't know a lot about her, but through our brief conversations, this woman is spirit-filled and she is driven and passionate about what she does. And again, she's one of those people, kind of like me. There's no coincidence here that she just says, Holy Spirit, flow through me, and then she does her thing. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I don't know where we're going to go with this interview, but it's midnight where she's at. She's in South Africa, and so excited to have her on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my new friend. Candace, what is the VW? What is the VDW? What does that mean?
So that is my married name. I'm divorced now, but that was my married name.
VDW is a last name?
It was Van der Westhuizen. That was my last name. So legally, that's my last name. Princess is my maiden name, which I've recently taken up again.
Right.
So yes, that's what it stands for.
So how do you pronounce VDW?
It's just VDW. So it's Candace VDW Princess. I'm just keeping the VDW there for my daughter because legally I'm still Van der Westhuizen, but I'm actually divorced. So
I see. Okay. I just had never seen that before in a name. So it was like, I don't know. Is this like a surname? Are you royalty? I guess in God's eyes, you're royalty, but wait a second. Is that your artwork behind you?
Yes.
Oh, you got to show this.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just get into this. I want to see your artwork because I am blown away by it right now.
Okay, so I'm going to just move to the side. So,
gosh.
Yeah, that's one.
Wow. You did that?
I did, yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see the other one.
So that's like, if you want to know more about both of them, I can talk about them, but I just thought I would use them as backdrops because they're my favorite paintings.
You guys check out her website, and for the for the radio and podcast audience, it's ginosko.co.za. And amazing artist, but that's not all you do. But first things first, Candace, let's get into this. What are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful for my daughter. And I know it may sound cliche, but I'm so grateful for relationship with God. Like I don't know how people do life without him. I do. Yeah, I am just like so needy. It's not even funny. And I'm just so grateful that I have access to the Father. I have access to the creator of heaven and earth. And he's like so personal and so present. And it's amazing. Like Jesus paid the greatest price. And I don't think that I can ever stop being grateful for that. Like ever. Yeah.
So when I hear people say that, my first instinct is, I think you can be really grateful in the manner in which you expressed, unless if you've been through it. Talk about your journey leading up to finding Christ.
Wow, man, where do I start? I'm not going to go.
You can go anywhere you want to go. It's unfiltered, and I will tell you this before you go. The more you're willing to share, the more impact it will have. The more that are watching will be able to take away from your story and apply it to their own life. And this is a very safe community here. Everybody here has, even in the chat room, you'll see vulnerability. This is a very safe place for you to share and express yourself.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so from when I was young, I experienced a lot of stuff in the spiritual realm, and growing up, like my folks got divorced when I was young. I moved a lot, and I think my greatest thing, like, because now this is going to build up to where I am now as an artist and a creator. I was really tormented by the demonic realm from a very young age, and it just didn't make sense because it was like it was so real, and it didn't make sense because I had no access to it. It's not like I watched movies or anything like that, and all of that. And one thing that I used to try to do the most is create from my imagination, and I couldn't. I was always like creating, like copying pictures, and it used to frustrate me so much because I couldn't draw from my imagination. And yeah, like long story short, it actually took quite a while to get to the point of where I am now, like committing my life to Jesus and all of that. So let's just say I had a whole teenage life and all of that filled with drugs and alcoholism and oh my gosh, like running the streets and doing things I shouldn't be doing as a teenager. I still want to honor my folks. I mean, they really did the best that they could, and I love them to bits. But wow, I was really broken and looking for acceptance and love and value and worth in all the wrong places, like really the wrong places. I got into a lot of trouble, and by the time I got to a point where I was like struggling with mental illness, and I was like, I was a psychiatrist, I was a psychologist. No matter what I did or tried or anything, like I just couldn't stop the noise in my head and the weird visitations, the weird stuff that was happening that I had no idea or no frame of reference for. Because what happens is like when you don't know the Lord and like you're just an open book, like I was getting involved in all kind of new age and occult kind of stuff, and obviously that was just opening more doors. So here I am being like in my room watching shadows in my bedroom, drawing weird stuff, creating demonic drawings that are actually portals to the spiritual realm, and like having no idea like that I'm the one that's actually doing it. It was crazy. So I got to a point where I was like, you know what, God, I don't know how to help myself. I can't help myself. You created me. Like I am beyond the help of people. Psychiatrists can't help me. Calls can't help me. And it got to a point where I'm talking to things that are not there and stuff. And I reached out to, there was a guy that I was dating at the time, and his mom was like, you need to come to church. And I'm like, no, I don't know if I want to come to church, and I would go to church still high on drugs and all hungover and stuff, but I just kind of went to keep her happy and stuff. And let's just say like within 3 months, it came to a point where then there was like this seminar happening about emotional healing. And I was like, this is the seminar